What's up, YouTube? Yasmin86. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Hope everyone's been good. All my subscribers, viewers, everybody who looks at my videos. I like to always start off by just saying I appreciate you guys for watching. It's been a minute since I made my last video. I think my last video was probably about 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was around Easter time, if I'm not mistaken, and I was still sick and congested, and it was just not cute at all. But yes, it's been a couple of weeks since then, and of course I am better. So I decided to make a video. I'm going to try to make more videos. It's just like sometimes I get really out of it. I'm tired, lazy, whatever, and I don't feel like doing a video, and I don't feel like getting all cute. Like I got cute today. I see my little hair, my little earrings. Yes, I got cute for you guys. Yes, I did. Okay, but yeah, so like I said, it's been a minute since I made a video. This video, actually today's Monday, if you guys didn't know. Monday, I think it's the 15th. Yeah, April 15th. And yesterday, you know, it's kind of the whole thing. Sunday night, I kind of chill and just watch TV. And so they had the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 2. I saw part 1. I saw all of part 1. I didn't see all of part 2. What was I watching? I think I was watching Good Wife on CBS. But no. What happened? I fell asleep. But I recorded. Anyway, I saw like maybe the last 15-20 minutes of it, I guess, or whatever, when they was really talking to Kim, and basically her departure from the show, and how Cynthia and everybody was kind of just like, they felt like Kim didn't really want to be a part of the group. So when she had left at their last little thing, they shindig they had, they was just like, I mean, they was kind of happy. They was kind of relieved because they felt like she was always making excuses not to go anywhere with the girls. Like they wanted to plan a trip and everything like that. She always say, well, I'm available this day, or I can't do this because I'm pregnant, blah blah. I'm not really disappointed that Kim's not on the show no more. I mean, I liked her like the first couple of seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta, but it's like her own thing, you know. She is don't be tardy for the party, her own show, whatever. And she's not really all that exciting to me anymore, so whatever. But yeah, basically from what I saw, it was them asking Kim about her relationship with Candy, and saying Candy had mentioned that Kim had stole the name Cash or whatever. She was Chase or Cash, whatever. Basically, she said she had mentioned the name that she wanted for her child. She had another child, Candy, and Kim stole the name. And then Kim, what was his name? Corey. Kim's husband came out with the paper. She's like, oh, this is the paperwork. Here's the email that says blah blah blah. I'm naming my baby this and all this other stuff. So I'm just like, Kim, whatever. Excuses. I'm sure either on camera or off camera, you heard Candy, you guys discuss baby names, and you chose to take their name. Just admit it. It ain't that big of a deal. Whatever. Yeah, but that's all I really seen of that. But Sunday, I think I recorded it, which was they had the DMX, was Iyanla Fix on Oprah's own network, and she was going to interview DMX. I had seen it preview like a couple weeks ago, and I really wanted to see, because in the preview, like, DMX just went off on Iyanla, and y'all was like, look, you was not going to talk to me any kind of way. So like I said, I recorded it on Sunday, but I ended up watching it Monday morning. And can I just say that DMX, Lord have mercy, he needs prayer, like, for real. It was really good. I don't really think in the end anything really got accomplished as far as like DMX, but I think his relationship, or his son Xavier, I think he had closure in the whole, you know, he feeling like his father wasn't there for him, and he saw a lot of things growing up a way DMX had treated his mom, like it was different women. And he's like, he said just on one time they was in the studio, he saw DMX kiss a girl on the lips, and he just felt like that was really disrespectful because he was married to his mom, and just how he was always just very aggressive and angry a lot of the times. He felt like he wasn't approachable, and he wasn't a good father to him, and that he didn't really want a relationship with him, and you know, he didn't really want a relationship with him being like that. And like I said, it was two tear-jerker moments for me, which when Iyanla was talking to Xavier, and basically she was like, well, what are you here for? Like, what did you want to accomplish by coming here talking to your father? And he's just basically like, I want to let him know that I don't respect him as a man or as a father. You know, I've seen a lot of things that he did to my mom, and I really don't respect him as a person. So it was kind of cool, like how, you know, Iyanla, she's really, really good at what she does. And basically she was saying how, you know, alcohol, you know, because DMX, he was talking about how he was on cocaine, he did, you know, coke, and he drinks and everything, smoke weed, whatever. And she was like, well, don't you know that, you know, alcoholism, that's considered a disease? And he was like, yeah, I know it's a disease. So she was like, well, more so see as somebody is, you know, he has a disease, and most of the time he don't know what he's doing because, you know, he has this problem with drugs and everything like that. So she was trying to basically tell him to see him, DMX, as a person, not necessarily, you know, go in with the intentions of, well, you did this and you're this bad person, you did this to me or whatever. She was like, just see him as a human being. Meaning, she was like, he hurt you, so for him to hurt you, somebody in his life, his father had to hurt him for him to hurt you, and it was just a recurring cycle. And basically, you know, he started crying. He was like, I can't believe you got me to cry. It takes a lot for me to cry. She was like, boo, you just open to being, that's just somebody who has a heart. Your heart is open and you're being compassionate. You're seeing your father as not this, you know, you're seeing him as a human being, meaning we all make mistakes. He has this disease, and he doesn't know any better, and he had a lot of hurt in his life. And kind of just say, you know, look at it from a different perspective. And so that was, I cried then. And then, okay, so, you know, DMX, he's crazy. Like, he had cussed Iyanla out like 2 or 3 times, calling her B-I-T-C-H and all this other stuff. And so he was basically saying he didn't want to talk. They was having a conversation. It was the son, DMX, and Iyanla, and she kept interrupting. He was like, man, you keep talking. I want to talk to you. Why talk to my son while you in here? You interrupting and all this other stuff. So she was like, all right, I'm gonna be quiet on my own show, and I'm gonna just let y'all talk. So they was talking, and you know, he basically was letting DMX know how he felt, and it was growing up for him, how he felt like he couldn't talk to him and all this other stuff. So then they had like this really good moment. He was playing DMX's song he had wrote. He's a songwriter. And then after that, Iyanla was like, tell him, DMX, what you want. So he's just like, you know, I want a relationship with you without you being on anything, without you just clean, you no drugs, no weed, no nothing. And he was like, what? And he was like, so I love you unconditionally, but you can't love me unconditionally. You need to have terms. In order for us to have a father and son relationship, we have to have terms in that. He was like, nah, I'm not cool with that. He said, I love you, son. I always will love you. But I guess we're just not going to have a father and son relationship because you're putting, you know, you saying, oh, I have to be clean and I can't be doing drugs or drinking or nothing for us to have a relationship. He's like, I'm not cool with that. And which I felt like, oh my God, like, you're not going to change who you know, what you've been doing and all the drugs and everything. If you're not going to do it for anybody else, you do it for your child. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't even willing to do that. And he was just like, nah. He said, well, I guess I'll just see you at my funeral and give me a hug. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, how, that is the worst thing you can say to your child and say, well, I guess we're not going to have a relationship. I'll just see you at my funeral. What? Like, Xavier almost broke down. Like, I cannot believe you said, like, really? And you can see him being torn, like, okay, I really want this relationship with my father, but I want him to be clean, but I don't, you know, it was like a struggle. And y'all know was, and because DMX was like, give me a hug, you know, I'm about to leave, give me a hug. And he was like, I don't know. And then Yana was like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to hug him. And then he was like, man, how you gonna tell my son, blah, 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 and went off on her. But she was like, and I won't allow you to speak to me that way and all this stuff, because DMX was just very disrespectful. And basically that's how it ended. She was just talking to Xavier, just saying, I'm really proud of you because I saw you, how you were struggling, because you wanted a relationship with your father, but you were strong enough to say, no, this is what I want, and these are the conditions for us to have a relationship. This is what needs to happen. And you did not turn away from that because he was kind of punking you and kind of, you know, bullying you into just be like, yeah, we can have a relationship, I don't care how you are, but, you know, we can still have a relationship. And that's not what he wanted. So it was really, really good. If you guys don't get a chance, I'm sure you probably can look it up, some clips on YouTube. They might repeat on but it was really, really good. Like I said, DMX, he has a lot of demons and issues that he need to work out. It's been over like 25 or whatever years he's been using drugs and stuff, so he's just messed up. Like, I really pray for him and hope everything goes, you know, better for him. But yeah, Something else. I want to just quick Fine China. When the last time I did a video, I said I was going to review Fine China by Chris Brown. His new single that's coming off his new album X, which is supposedly, he says, sometime in the summer, so around July, August, whatnot. And yeah, so he had a video. He did a lot of interviews that week, like 2 weeks ago. And yes, I saw the video, Fine China. I loved it. The video really cool, like a real MJ, Michael Jackson, old school R&B feel. I love just a nice groove, like Fine China. It's really, really cool. Chris Brown is a great artist. No matter what you say about him personally, I've always, you know, enjoyed his music. He's a great entertainer. He's a great talent, great dancer. I really, you know, enjoyed it. Great song. You know, make sure you guys go on iTunes, buy it, whatnot. And I'm looking forward to his new album that's coming out in the summertime, because like they broke down, they had a couple of interviews with him and they was kind of breaking down some of the songs that he had on the album, kind of describing them, the feel of it. And he says more in the direction of his first album, not necessarily the content on the first album, but like that feeling. Like his first album, I would say is my favorite album. Between, I like Graffiti too, but between Graffiti and his first album. But his first album really was a really good album. Like from nonstop, you can play it straight through. He had hits on that and that album, and it was like a straight R&B, good feeling music, just good singing, great songs, great producers, everything. He was like, it's more so that feel where he was going in with the idea of being open, you know, with his first album of, you know, just trying new things and kind of playing around with that. And so he says more of that feel. So I'm excited about that. Like I said, Fine China, Chris Brown, cool. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Deuces.